we are going to need a strap later, and I have mine just in a pretty wide loop. I love these long Manduka straps, but if you have a shorter strap, it will be fine as long as you can make a loop with the buckle, and then you'll just get rid of that. And then I'm going to show you two options. One is with blocks. So you could have your blocks, I would say, at medium height, just in a row at the top of the mat. And the first option would be that you're going to take your elbows on the block, about shoulder width apart, prayer the hands, and then you'll drop the chest through to come into a little bit of a tricep and upper back stretch. Or what I'm actually going to do, move these out of the way, is I'm going to use my couch because it's right here. And same principle, the elbows will go up on the edge of the couch. You could use a chair. I like this extra height and elevation. And then same thing, you prayer behind the head and drop the chest through. And then often we say to draw the front ribs in and don't let the front ribs splay out so much. But for today, I'm going to say go for it. Let the front body open. And of course, you could experiment with drawing the front belly in a little bit, backing off, and then releasing again. So a little bit of cat-cow micro action in the spine. And then you'll just breathe here for a few breaths, no matter where you are, on your blocks, on a chair, on a couch. And try to open the armpit. And when you breathe, imagine that it's your back of the lungs that are breathing. So, of course, the part of your body that you don't see, right in between the shoulder blades, send your breath there. And you might make a couple of micro adjustments. I'm going to draw my elbows a little bit closer towards the center line and then re-drop. And then you'll slowly come out of whichever variation you were in. Now I am going to take both of my blocks behind me, so if you had them in front, you'll just move them back. And lowest height, so they make a tall little brick. And then I'm going to lean back over the blocks, and I like to have kind of just right underneath my shoulder blades. You might need to mosey yourself around a little bit. And then you can just interlace your hands behind your head and let the chest drop open for a moment. Close your eyes if you like. And now it may feel very natural to do a little bit more breathing in the front body. But don't forget the part that you cannot see, which is resting on the block at the moment in your back block. Okay, and then draw your chin to your chest for a moment. Extend the arms back behind you as if they were in an upward prayer, so palm to palm. And then bend the elbows like you're taking a prayer behind your head. And then lay the back of the head either into your wrists or your forearms, depending on the length of your arm and your anatomy, but do have the back of the head resting on something, wrist, forearm, whatever. And then as you back bend here, try to keep the elbows coming in towards the center line as if they were going to sort of squeeze your head like a line And then lift the chest a little bit more. Tip. Okay, and then draw your chin towards your chest slightly. Re-extend your arms, and then hands by the hips. You'll just push yourself up to sit. Cross your right shin in front of the left, so Sukhasana, shin crosses in front of shin, and then just a very gentle rounding forward here. Find your breath in and out through the nose. And then inhale, sit up, cross the opposite shin in front. So for me, it's left in front of right. Refold. And then you'll bring yourself up to sit. And then just take the hands in front of your heart in prayer. See if you can root down through your sit bones and hips and then grow taller from the top of the head. One Om, taking in breath. And then take your blocks, just bring them out of the way. Probably won't really need them for most of class. And then you'll come over your shins and come into downward facing dog and just sort of noodle and wiggle around there for a bit. Maybe you walk in your downward facing dog. And then eventually let your Adho Mukha Svanasana, your downward facing dog, settle. Round into the thumb and index finger. Feel the hands actively pushing into the floor, and then reach back further with your hips. And you are tractioning your spine from one end to the other. Okay, and then however you want to get up to the top of the mat is fine. I'm going to take a slow walk. Find an Uttanasana, feet hip width apart, so there's quite a bit of space between the big toes. And I want my finger tops, but you could do whatever you like with your hands or arms. Just take a couple breaths here in the forward fold. And again, expand the breath to the part that you cannot see. The back body, the space behind you. And bend your knees, tuck your tailbone, one vertebra at a time, round up to stand, find Tadasana. Inhale, bring the arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana, palms facing one another. Exhale with bent knees, fold forward, straighten your legs at the bottom, Uttanasana. Inhale, step your right foot back, drop the knee, keep the toes tucked and bring your arms overhead. It's one inhalation. And then one exhalation, the hands come down and you step back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, take a big rounding cat tilt to upward facing dog with your knees down. And then as you exhale, bend the elbows a little bit, draw your sit bones towards your heels, and find the back bend. And then through bent knees, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up, 3-point pose. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Inhale, drop the left knee, reach the arms up. And then exhale, hands down, step your left foot forward. Fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, bring the arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Left side, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, space between the palms. Exhale with bent knees, fold forward. One inhalation, left foot steps back, knee drops, arms reach up overhead, so the breath needs to be slow. Exhale, place your hands down, step back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. A little more smoothly this time. Round forward, upward facing dog with the knees down. Exhale, bend your elbows a little bit, draw your sit bones toward your heels. And then inhale, straighten your arms, reach the chest up. Exhale through bent knees, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, lift your left leg up, 3-point pose. Exhale, left foot to left thumb. Inhale, drop the back knee, reach the arms up overhead. And then exhale, hands down, step the back foot forward. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, that's your left side complete. We'll do the right together and then you're on your own. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bent knees, forward fold. Inhale, right foot steps back, knee drops, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, cat tilt to upward facing dog with the knees down. Exhale, pause for a moment, get a little bend at the elbows. Inhale, knees down, upward facing dog, straighten the arms. Exhale through bent knees, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, right foot to right thumb. Inhale, left knee down, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands frame the front foot, step the back foot forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. So you're on your own for the left side. It means your left foot is stepping back, and on the way back, it will step forward. Meet in Tadasana. Give you a breath or two to get there. And then inhale, Urdhva Namaskarasana, so the palms will press overhead. Exhale, drop your chin towards your chest, prayer behind your head. And then inhale, lift the tips of your elbows and your chest to back bend. And then exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, step your right foot back, drop the right knee, release the toes, bring your arms up for Anjaneyasana, and then cactus the arms as you exhale, so 90-degree angles of the arms. And then look at your elbow tips, you could just turn your head to do that. And then tip the elbow tips up, bring the palms back a little bit as you back bend. And I want you to feel that your shoulder blades drawing together on the back or supporting the backward bend. Okay, the next time that you exhale, release your hands, frame your front foot, and then tuck your back toes and simply lengthen and fold 2 straight legs in Parsvottanasana, back heel is lifted. And then maybe you inhale and lengthen your spine a little bit, chest forward, left hip back, and then exhale, fold a little bit more deep. Inhale, rebend your front knee, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Same vinyasa, sort of. Cat tilt to upward facing dog with the knees down as you inhale. Exhale, pause here for a moment. Inhale, straighten your arms, lift the chest a little bit higher, keep the knees down, and then keep your knees down. Push yourself back until the forearms can just slide right onto the floor so you have parallel arms, and then tuck your, keep your toes tucked and relift your hips. You're in a little bit of a modified dolphin pose or forearm stand prep. Just take a couple breaths here, try to keep the armpit opening. Reach your hips back behind you. Soften the neck. And then inhale, look forward, and at both the same time, see if you can straighten your arms and press into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up, 3-point pose. Exhale, knee to nose, hover forward, shoulders over the wrists. Leave the shoulders there. Inhale, kick your foot over your head, back bend. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick the foot over the head, back bend. Exhale, knee to nose. One more, inhale, kick the foot over the head, back bend. Exhale, knee to nose, step the right foot to the right thumb tip. Tap the back knee, open the chest for a moment. Exhale, just passing through Parsvottanasana on this side. And then rebend your front knee, step the back foot forward. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, Urdhva Namaskarasana, palms press overhead. Exhale, drop the chin towards the chest, drop your prayer behind the head. Draw the elbows towards the center line, lift the chest, back bend, push the head into the forearms, and then exhale with soft knees, fold forward. Inhale, step your left foot back, drop the knee, release the toes, bring the arms up, and as you exhale, cactus the arms so the top of the left foot is pressing down now. And then maybe you need to look, maybe you don't. Do that same action with the elbows by drawing the tips of the elbows forward and the palms back as you open the chest and heart in the backward bend. On your next exhalation, frame the foot with both hands, tuck your back toes, and then lengthen and fold. You're in Parsvottanasana. One breath to lengthen the chest forward, move your right hip back in space. And then exhale, fold a little bit more deeply, back heel is lifted. Keep sending the breath into the shoulder blades, to the part that you cannot see in the back body. And inhale, rebend the front knee, plant the hands, step back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, big cat tilt in the spine to upward facing dog with the knees down. Exhale, pause for a moment, think about sit bones to heels. Inhale, with the knees down, straight arms, open the chest a little bit more, and then with the knees down, drop your forearms to the mat, lift the hips, dolphin pose. Then again, you have a couple breaths here. Try to move the hips up and back. Open the armpit. And then look forward between the hands. See if you can lift both elbows at the same time. Straighten the arms. Inhale, lift your left leg up, 3-point pose. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, back bend, kick the foot over the head. Exhale, knee to nose. 2 more like that. And then finally, step left foot to left thumb tip. Tap the back knee down, open the chest. Pass through Parsvottanasana. And then rebend the front knee, step the back foot forward. Fold in Uttanasana. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, Tadasana. Okay, step your feet together, big toes touching if you like Surya Namaskar A that way. And inhale, bring the arms overhead, Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, fold forward, straight legs now, make it a little bit more angular. Inhale, lengthen the spine, chest forward. Either stepping or jumping back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Push the toes back to come up to upward facing dog. First one with the knees up. And then ending downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Either hop or step the feet between the hands. Lengthen and inhale, Urdhva Namaskarasana or Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands down the center line. One more together, arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, offer the chest forward. Exhale, jump or step and lower down Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, push the toes back, tops of the feet for upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. See what's happening with your eyes. Maybe you would like to close them. If they are open, try not to have them be anxious or erratic, darting around the space. Bottom of the breath. Prepare, hop or step. Fold over the legs. Breathe, Urdhva Namaskarasana or Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands down the center. Okay, you've got 3 more on your own. Very simple. Surya Namaskar A. Or you do something else. You could rest. Hands down. Keep an eye on the quality of your gaze and your eyes. Maybe you even do a whole cycle of Surya Namaskar part A with your eyes closed and see what that feels like. Your last round of Surya Namaskar A, you might think about or experiment how you can draw the awareness and the intention more inside. So does that mean closing your eyes, regulating your breath in a different way? How can you use this very familiar practice take the energy and attention more inward? You have a few breaths to finish up. Meet at the top of the mat in Tadasana. Class is still recording, so that's already a miracle in and of itself. Okay, and then you'll slip into Utkatasana. And then fold over the legs. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. So you could get there by going through a vinyasa. And then from downward facing dog, lift your right leg up to 3-point pose. Step the right foot to the right thumb tip. Drop the back knee. Reach the arms up. And then you'll take any thigh stretch. I'm gonna just turn off this crazy air conditioning. But I'm gonna hold my back foot. I just sort of work on squaring my chest towards the front of the room. But you could do a twisted thigh stretch. You could reach up and back. And treat it a bit like a warrior one practice. So I still want you to think about squaring the hips towards the front, squaring the chest. So that right shoulder might need to pull back a little bit. Okay, and then slowly release. Frame your front foot as you inhale and pass through Parsvottanasana as you exhale. Inhale, plank pose. And then up to you, either exhale vinyasa into chaturanga, or you just press back to downward facing dog and prepare for the next side. Inhale, lift your left leg up, 3-point pose. Exhale, left foot to left thumb, drop the back knee, reach the arms up. And then again, whatever thigh stretch you took on the other side. Again, square hips, shoulders. lengthen and fold, pass through Parsvottanasana for a moment. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale to Chaturanga or to downward facing dog. Find your backward bend if you're passing through. And then downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. At the bottom of the breath, step or hop forward. Fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. And then stand up all the way. Tadasana. Okay, and then you're going to separate your feet again so they're about hip width apart. You're going to transfer your weight into your left foot and pick up the right foot, and ideally you're going to hold the right foot with both of your hands. So your right knee will come to meet your left knee, thigh to thigh. And then see if you can open the chest a little bit, bring the shoulders back. Draw the front belly in. And then slowly start to tip forward. Hold on to that foot for as long as you can. You're in a Virabhadrasana 3, but with the bind of the foot. And then eventually the fingers are going to come to the floor. Inhale, arch the spine. Try to kick the foot over the head like we did in plank. Exhale, knee to nose. 2 more like that. Inhale, arch the spine, kick the foot. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, arch, open the chest. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, step back, big step to low lunge. And then inhale, in your next inhalation, reach the left arm forward. And then turn and twist as you exhale. Keep that back leg buoyant and open across the left side of your chest. Okay, inhale, release your left hand down. Tap the back knee to the floor for a moment. Look forward. Exhale, lengthen and fold. And then inhale, rebend your front knee. Plant the hands, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, cat tilt to upward facing dog with the knees down. Exhale, pause, bend the elbows a little bit, root your sit bones towards your heels. Straighten your arms as you inhale, upward facing dog with the knees down. And then exhale, move back, drop the forearms to the floor once again. And then lift your hips, find dolphin. And then you're either going to stay here in dolphin and breathe, or you'll look forward between the hands, and I want you to bend the knees as if you were going to reach them to the floor. Just hover. Exhale, press back. Twice more like that. So it's just a little ab activation, hovering the knees. Pressing back. Hovering the knees. Pressing back. And then release your knees, release the toes, and sit up on your heels for a moment. Find Vajrasana. Inhale, stand up, interlace your hands, right thumb over the left, and then squeeze the palms and knuckles together. Lengthen a little bit taller. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, reach your fists and knuckles up. Drop the head back, reach the chest, and back bend. And then you could stay here and just work the backward bend like this, or if you want to drop into Ustrasana, camel pose, take a fuller expression, go right ahead. And then we'll pause for a moment in Vajrasana, neutralize the spine, and then move yourself forward and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up, 3-point pose. Exhale, right foot to right thumb tip. Inhale, high lunge. And then exhale, settle here in your high lunge. See if you can pick up your back ribs and your front body at the same time without losing the descension of your pelvis and your hips. And then lean forward, step into Utkatasana with the feet apart, and then stand up, Tadasana. Then shift your weight to your right foot, pick up the left foot behind you. Again, ideally both hands holding that left foot if you can. Open the chest, draw the front ribs in. Scoop the front pelvis up a little bit, the pubic bone. And start to tip forward. And eventually the hands will release the finger tops. Inhale, kick the leg up, chest open. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick the leg up, back bend. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, knee to nose. It's a big step back as you inhale into a little lunge. Exhale, pause. And then inhale, reach your right arm forward. And then turn and open into the twist as you exhale. Okay, draw your right hand down, tap the back knee, open the chest. Exhale, lengthen and fold, pass through Parsvottanasana. And then inhale, rebend, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, big cat tilt to upward facing dog with the knees down. Exhale, bend the elbows a little bit, allow your chest to move through the arms as you do that. Inhale, straighten the arms with the knees down, find more of a back bend. And then exhale, hips back, forearms to the ground. Lift your hips back up, dolphin. And then either you're staying and you're breathing in your dolphin or same thing, 3 times. Hover the knees to the floor. Re-straighten the legs. And release your knees, release your toes. Sit back on your heels for a moment. Find Vajrasana. Inhale, stand up, interlace the hands, left thumb over the right. Squeeze the knuckles together, get nice and tall. As you exhale, side bend to the left, feel the right side body stretch open. Inhale, come up to neutral. Exhale, side stretch to the right. Inhale, come to neutral. Start to lift the chest up, look in between the hands, even though they're tightly together. And then either stay there, or if you want to have another go at Ustrasana, go right ahead. Resettle the spine in Vajrasana. And then you'll move forward and back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, left foot to left thumb tip. Inhale to high lunge. Exhale, settle in the pose. And then back body up, front body up. Keep the dissension in the pelvis. And then step forward, Utkatasana with the feet a little bit apart. Stand up, Tadasana. And then do close your eyes for a moment. And just observe what's happening in the body and with the breath. Okay, and then you open your eyes and you're gonna find your strap, that nice loop that you made earlier. And then you're gonna stand into your left foot, and the right foot will come really just into the little loop that you made. And then you'll need to adjust the arm so that the right elbow is pointing up. So I have my hand in the strap, foot in the strap. Hopefully I'm not gonna fall over. And then as you start to kick the foot back, you'll walk your hands sort of back along the strap until you can expand with the foot reaching up and back behind you. So ideally, right, the hands would be holding your foot. And the strap is just a way of giving you a little bit of extra distance to bridge the gap. If there is one, if you don't need the strap, don't use it. And then breathe. And when you're ready to release, release very carefully. Maybe take a moment on 2 feet and just bounce a little bit by bending the knees. Bounce, 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 bounce. Okay, and then switch sides. So the loop will come around the left foot. Strap is in my left hand, and then you'll switch the orientation of the left arm so your elbow tip is pointing up. And then same thing. Walk yourself, the hands back on the strap. And the position of the arms here, I neglected to say this on the other side because I was so distracted trying to stand on my left foot. But it's reminiscent of the elbows on the couch or the elbows on the block that we did in the beginning. So open the armpits, allow the chest come forward as the arms reach back. Lift that foot higher behind you. Okay, and then same thing when you're ready to release. Do so carefully. You can move the strap off to the side. Bend the knees, give yourself some more bounce, 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 bounce. And then straighten your legs, hands to your hips. And then just fold forward for a moment. And you can take any wrist stretch here. I'm going to slide my hands underneath my feet. For Padahastasana.
forward bend to undo and sort of balance out whatever was just going on. Okay, and then you'll undo the hands, round yourself up to stand. And then I am going to move my mat to the wall for this next thing. And sorry that I don't have a better orientation today for you, but you don't really need to see too much of me. So I'm going to suggest that you take a headstand at the wall, and as a result, set up relatively close to the wall. So once you're upside down, I'm going to ask you to put your heels and maybe even your lower leg on the wall. So you want to be close enough where that can happen. So do your thing to get upside down. You could also not do a headstand and put your legs up against the wall, or if you're really craving some other inversion, no stress. Okay, and then once you're in your headstand, just take a couple of breaths here to get acclimated. And do think about not collapsing in the armpit. So we did a lot of work to open the armpit today. Of course, you still want to be strong in the arms. But try to think about opening the armpit instead of closing it for today. Okay, and then place your heels on the wall. Then you might walk them up the wall a little bit so you get a little bit longer through your back body. Then I do just have my heels resting. You're going to press up into your forearm so your head is now floating off the floor. I could move my head from side to side. And then try to push your chest through. So my chest in this case is moving towards the camera, away from the wall. And then maybe I walk my heels up the wall a little bit more. So I'm really getting long across the back body and simultaneously opening that heart chest that we were working on so much in class. Okay, and then relower your head to the floor. Maybe you take your heels off the wall again. And then, in your own timing, just make your way down. And then I'll show you from this side. I always love this chin and throat opener after headstand from my teacher Nikki, just to rebalance the neck. Okay, and then you could stay at the wall. I'm gonna just move my back into more camera-friendly territory. Tell you what is not camera-friendly is my hair at this moment. You'll take a moment to sit in Dandasana. And then bring your arms up overhead. And slowly come forward into Paschimottanasana. And I don't really want you to worry too much about the alignment for today, so just go where it feels comfortable. And allow the upper back to round so that you do have a counter postural sensation of all the chest and back bendy stuff that we did before. Your arms forward, slowly come back up, arms down, and then come back into Sukhasana with the right shin in front of the left. Prop up on your fingertips for a moment to sit tall, and then gently fold forward, and you could place your forearms in front of your shins. You could also, I really like this, I'm laying my upper arms on my inner thighs and just letting the backs of the hands rest behind my bum. So the arms here are sort of acting as a little extra pressure to open the knees and hips, but do anything that works for you. And then gently bring yourself up to sit. Switch the crossing of the shins. And then refold, and you could take the same arms, you could take different arms. What can sometimes happen with all of that back bending is that there's a little bit of tension created in the upper back, which is not at all the idea, but just something that we do. And so I want you to be mindful here to really do release across the back body. And spread between the shoulder blades. Spread the back of the neck. And then you'll slowly bring yourself up to sit. And then we're going to move on to our backs. And I want you to I'm actually going to probably take both of my blocks just a long way so they create a nice wide surface. And then I want you to put the edges of the feet up on them so you're in a Baddha Konasana, and then you'll come down onto your back for Supta Baddha Konasana. And the elevation of the feet will allow the knees just to drop out to the side a little bit more. And then take one hand to either elbow behind the head. Just use the breath. Start to make a transition towards Shavasana. You're not quite there yet, but it's heading in that direction. And then switch the clasp of your arms if you have one hand to each elbow, so the opposite forearm will come in front. See if you can slow the breath down. And then you could of course stay here if you wanted to, or you have time to do any last pose or anything else you want to do. Otherwise, prepare for Shavasana. And I always love this, to take one of your blocks just over the low belly. And if you are coming into Shavasana, you're already set yourself up there. And in the same way that I asked you in your Surya Namaskar A to drop into the body a little bit more, to come inside. Find your way of doing that here in Shavasana. So that could be you soften the jaw, could be a pattern of your breath that is more relaxing and intuitive. It could be a feeling or an intention across the periphery of the body that you almost soften your skin. Heavy the bottom. As much time as you need in your Shavasana. Thank you for practicing with me. Like, subscribe, comment, send me an email, let me know you were here. Namaste.